His home is about 5 miles away from where a series of rapes had occurred.
Police say they tracked him down using the same DNA testing that caught the Golden State Killer.
We got a match yesterday. I'm just glad we got the guy finally.
The morning I got the phone call that a suspect was captured, it was a huge relief. It literally felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders.
Darrell Bowden stood quietly as the 32 felony charges against him were read out loud in court. The 43-year-old is accused of raping 6 women between 2006 and 2008.
We drove down for the bond hearing, and that was the first time that I ever saw him in person. I felt every emotion: fear, anxiety. Anger was a big one. I could not bring myself to make eye contact. Every time I would glance at him, even for a brief moment, I would feel nauseous, knowing the things that he had not only done to me, but to other women.
Most victims say they were raped in an apartment or a condominium. One woman says Bowden raped her while she was running in the area.
I still struggle wondering what I could have done to make sure that this guy was captured and that he wouldn't hurt anybody else. In the back of my mind, I just still have that guilt.
Well, joining us is Lieutenant John Summerendike. He is a Special Victims Unit Commander for the Fayetteville Police Department and has been dedicated to solving this case. Lieutenant, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Now, this is something that you worked on across time. I want to take a look at the timeline of this, because on March 31st of 2006, the village of Carvers Falls Apartments, there was an attack. Then August 23rd of 06, 4400 Ramsey Street. Then February 12th, 07, Bubble Creek Park Court Apartments. Then March 6, 2007, a second assault at the village at Carvers Falls Apartments. Then September 18th, 2007, Kobe's assault at the Heather Ridge Apartments. Then January 26th of 08, a second assault at Bubble Creek Court Apartments. So we have this just really centralized here.
It lives about 5 miles north of the Fayetteville city limits. This is where Ramsey Street ends at the city limits, in a small community called Linden. So probably for every single one of these cases, by the time we arrived on scene, he's probably already safe back at home.
An arrest has now been made, yes. And this is 4 months after sending DNA to CeCe Moore, where some DNA comparisons could be made. And so the arrest has been made, but there's been no conviction yet, so still a suspect, so it's still alleged at this point. We'll talk about that more in a minute. Now, not only is she responsible for the arrest of a suspect in the Ramsey Street rapist case, she has also helped authorities identify suspects in 38 cold cases in the last 10 months, all from her couch. We're going to meet this extraordinary woman and learn how she does it after the break. We've all heard of the popular DNA ancestry websites where by just spitting in a tube you can unlock the key to your heritage and long-lost relatives. Well, now it is helping solve seemingly once unsolvable cold cases. CeCe Moore is the chief genetic genealogist at Parabon. CeCe is considered the foremost expert in the field of genetic genealogy and has co-founded the Institute of Genetic Genealogy. She spent years helping adults reunite with their biological families after being abandoned as children. Now she's adding solving cold cases to her resume, all from the comfort of her own home. Take a look.
Information you share about your family's DNA might be helping authorities catch suspects wanted for violent crimes.
Fayetteville police use genetic genealogy DNA testing to help locate Bowden.
Well, Mesa police announced an arrest in the 2006 murder of Scott Martinez.
Virginia Freeman stabbed and strangled. DNA and genealogical research has pinpointed a killer.
A mother's torment as her daughter's killer is sentenced for molesting and killing little April Tinsley.
We're so numb and emotional right now.
CeCe Moore, head of the genetic genealogy unit at Parabon Nanolabs. Her unit cracked the cold case after her lab combined DNA evidence samples from the case with a public genealogy database.
Law enforcement here in a